All right. Good to work, everybody. Hey. Good to work, everybody. Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Adar. What's a Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Adar? So I want to tell you something, a strong connection between what's a Shabbos and Adar. Everybody knows Adar, Mishenichus Adar, Marvin B'Simcha. Everybody knows that Chayv Adam L'Msumei B'Puria Adar L'Yadar Ben Ar Baruch Mordechai L'Ar Hami. A person has to get a little tipsy on Purim until he can't tell the difference between Ar Ham and Baruch Mordechai, and everybody will tell you Yom Shak what that means. I actually saw today a Misnagaship shot. He says Adar L'Yadar until you reach right under it, because when you're reaching that, you went too far. That's how. After you ad means ad v'lad v'chal. It's the first time I saw that.
You have to be 20% happy. That's the.
What's the connection between Motzei Shabbos, Chodesh Adar, and Chodesh Adar Simcha? For the simple, if you look at Shulchan Aruch about Havdalah, this is some things that people don't riddles that people don't have in mind. Even the Alter Rebbe brings a Shulchan Aruch that when you want to have a simon, to know what the order is should be done for Havdalah, it's Yavna. What's Yavna? Yayin, B'Samim, Ner, Havdalah. The Alter Rebbe says, the Machaber says it should be Shulchan Aruch. That's the order. So we know that we make sure some wine is poured on the tetzel, the becher, for specifically for Havdalah. What's the reason for that? What's the reason for the pouring of the wine? It happens to be a simple thing like this, and it's a complication in halacha. The Gemara says, "Kol bayis she'ein yayin nishbach kamayim." There's no simon bracha. The simon bracha is only when wine is poured there, it's spilled. Just like you find puddles of water, you find puddles of wine. In other words, you don't get a waste of money. Something, God forbid, breaks or falls or spills. Just like when you see water on the floor, you don't go crazy. You don't go crazy for seeing. That means you have a wine. The wine doesn't make such a big taras. And second of all, a loss of money. You know that there's Eibush there. That's a sign of bracha. It's a sign of bracha. So we do that specifically in the beginning of the week. Right away, Motzei Shabbos, you pour extra wine. It's also a gistin. The question is when it should be done, because this is something that you have to pay attention to. When you pour the becher, is it then that you let the wine overflow, or you'll see, or is this the same reason why after you drink the becher you pour it out? So which one is it? So the Alter Rebbe says, and it's based on the Magen Avraham, based on another opinion, to pour it out after you made a bracha, that's bizu eichel. You took something that you made a bracha and poured. What you want should be nishbach kamayim. So you specifically do it before Havdalah. When you pour the becher for Havdalah, make sure you let it overflow, so it's not a kosher bracha yet. Nevertheless, after Havdalah, we still pour. You specifically pour the wine over the candle. That's for the Mechaber says mishum chiyuv mitzvah, and the Alter Rebbe gives a little spice to that. What it means. Anyway, so we see the concept of wine, Motzei Shabbos, which is the concept of wine on Purim. Everything, the whole story of Purim was surrounded about wine. The Mishtei Hayayin, we find two opposite Mishtei Hayayin. We find by Achashverosh, he made the party with Vashti, it was a whole party, and everybody got drunk and all that, and it led to one direction. The other direction was when Esther wanted to convince Achashverosh to turn it around, there was also a Mishtei Hayayin. Actually, there are people, I want you to know this, there are people that are very makpid, I should say, use the word, on Purim, as much as they want to be Mekayim the mitzvah of Chayv and Purim. Rashi in the Gemara Megillah says, Beyayin. So I can even tell you that I know Rabbi Rona all of a sudden drank only wine on Purim, because Rashi says Beyayin. Now people are makpid that thing. Anyway, so there's a specific thing of Yayin. What's unique about Yayin, we find the two opposites. We find the story how it led to Vashti, and we find the story how it led to the Netzach HaMelchama. The Gemara in Eruvin says, why was wine created? For what purpose was wine created in the world? So So the Gemara gives two reasons. One reason is l'nachem be'avaylim. There's people mourning and they're depressed, and you have to cheer them up. So they have something to cheer them up. Wine has alcohol, and then the Gemara says the other extreme. Wine is also in this world, so Rishayim get their schar. I was just witnessing. I saw somebody making what's it called, a corkscrew. What do they put? A little vodka and juice. I saw somebody. So what does it mean? Rishayim get their schar? A screwdriver. Sorry. For a Russia, even a Russia does some mitzvah once in a while. So his reward is, oh, you need a reward for your mitzvah? Take a drink. He'll drink. He'll use up all it. They don't want to let him into Elam Haba. They don't want to give him the schar, the real schar. He thinks the drink is the schar. So there's two opposites in wine. Either it's something positive, it's misameach, people are depressed, or Rahman al-Islam, yayin is something that, here, take your reward here. You're happy with this, you ain't getting the real reward. It's our choice. In my times, when we were Bachar Yeshiva, there was a book that came out, I think it actually came out from the Hechtz, in our Torah. A book that came out called Mashka. And then they later said that it should be hidden. I don't know why. It's all the sikhs from the Rebbe, where the Rebbe spoke about Mashka, not to speak, not to have yet. When you're allowed to have, the Rambam says, Kol HaMishtaker Nikra Chayta. Okay, that's the bottom line. You have to have you have to know that this is like one of those items that it can either lead you to the very high things, do good things, be Mesameach Yidden, Yayin Samach Vav Enish, or Rahman al-Islam, if you don't know how to do it, it drags you down. So the Gemara says, Nichnas Yayin Yotza Soy. Everybody interprets this. What that you drink, you see that the inside of a person. As the Gemara says, a person could be rated based on three things: what he drinks, kisei, kaisei, koisei. His pocket, how much is he frugal? Does he spend money? Is he cheap? You can tell what kind of personality he is. How much he drinks, and if he gets angry. And all the Mefarshim go on to say what's unique about these three things. But today I saw a beautiful shot. When the Gemara says that yayin should be nishpach kamayim, why that's what's the comparison? Wine should be like water. So he says water. You could read mayim. You read frontwards and backwards. Mem yud mem. So when the mayim comes in, it has one taste, and when it goes backward, at the end, when you finish drinking, it's still the same thing. Frontward and backwards is mayim. Yayin, you can't read frontwards and backwards. So kol bayish, at any time there is a house that you drink wine could be good. But if it's not like mayim, where at the end you still have the final good results, you have a mindset, you know what you want. If you're already tipsy, that's nishkin with the simon. If the yayin is nishbach kamayim, that you have a yeshivadas, and the Gemara says that certain people needed wine to be able to give a shir. And another thing the Ben Yehoyada says that yayin nishbach kamayim is just like a person's thirsty, he drinks water. You took your cup of water, you're not going to drink and drink and drink and drink. You're full. The water is not something you have temptations to fill yourself up. Yayin also. You want to zag l'chaim. You want to feel happy, but you should drink wine the same way you drink water. Anyways, it's Chodesh Adam, it's Zayin Freilach. You should know. The student, I'm sure you're right.
I'm not gonna in front of the both of them. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Anyways, we have a lot what to be proud of. We're a Yidden, we're Chassidim, Chabad. Don't waste the yayin on lo yada. Waste it. Be proud and do the right thing.
Amen.